You've come too far to quit now. Pain is part of the process. Struggle is part of success. When you push yourself beyond your limits, it hurts, but that's not a reason to stop. That's a reason to keep moving. Think about why you started. You didn't begin this journey just to quit when it got tough. You didn't put in late nights, early mornings, and sacrifices just to turn back now. No. If you're going to cry, cry because you fight, and cry because you refuse to give up. Cry because you're pushing past the pain, not because you're walking away. The greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the legends, they all had moments of doubt, moments of exhaustion, but they didn't let that stop them. They turned their pain into power, their struggles into strength. So when you feel like giving up, when the tears start falling, remind yourself, this is proof that you're growing. This is proof that you're in the fight. You'll cry to quit. You cry to keep going. You're almost there. Keep moving, keep fighting, keep believing. The struggle today is the strength tomorrow. Don't stop now. Pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. Those words are simple, but their meaning is powerful. Every great success story is built on a foundation of struggle, perseverance, and moments where quitting seemed like the easiest option. But easy has never built champions. Easy has never created legends. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't talent, luck, or opportunity. It's the ability to keep going when the pain becomes unbearable. Pain is a universal experience. No matter who you are, where you come from, or what you're trying to accomplish, pain will find its way into your journey. It will test your patience, your endurance, and your will to continue. Some days it will feel like the pain is too much, that the fight isn't worth it. That's when the choice appears. Push through or walk away. And in that moment, how you respond determines everything. Pain is the price of progress. No one becomes great without struggle. The greatest athletes push through injuries and exhaustion. The most successful entrepreneurs have faced rejection, failure, and moments of doubt. The strongest individuals in any field have endured hardship that would break the average person. They didn't keep going because it was easy. They kept going because they understood that pain is temporary. It doesn't last forever. It fades, it changes, and over time it becomes nothing more than a memory. But quitting, that decision stays with you. Imagine being on the verge of success, but stopping just short of the finish line. Imagine all the work, the sacrifices, the time, the effort, all wasted because you let the temporary discomfort convince you to give up. When you quit, you don't just lose the fight. You lose the opportunity to see what you were truly capable of. You lose the growth, the lessons, and the transformation that could have made you stronger. Pain is temporary, but the regret of quitting will follow you for the rest of your life. Success isn't about how strong, smart, or talented you are. It's about your ability to endure. Anyone can work hard when they feel good, when everything is going right, and when the rewards are obvious. But true strength is revealed when everything is falling apart. It's in those moments when doubt creeps in, when exhaustion makes every step feel impossible, when your mind starts whispering that it would be easier to give up, that your real character is tested. The people who succeed in life are the ones who understand that pain is just part of the process. They don't run from it. They embrace it. They know that pain is shaping them, refining them, and making them into something greater than they were before. They don't quit when it hurts. They keep pushing, knowing that eventually the pain will fade and what's left will be a stronger, more resilient version of themselves. Think about the times in your life when you wanted to quit but didn't. Maybe it was a tough exam, a grueling workout, a demanding job, or a personal struggle. Now think about how you felt when you made it through. The pain wasn't permanent, was it? But the strength you gained, the confidence you built, and the lessons you learned, those stayed with you. That's the proof. That's the evidence that pain is temporary. Now think about the times when you did quit. Maybe it was a sport, a project, a dream, or a goal. How does that feel? That regret, that lingering, what if? That question of what could have been. It doesn't fade. It sticks with you because deep down, you know you are capable of more. Quitting may feel like relief in the moment, but over time it turns into a wound that never fully heals. Pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever because every time you quit, you make it easier to quit again. It becomes a habit. Your mind starts looking for ways out whenever things get tough. But the opposite is also true. Every time you push through pain, you build resilience. You train yourself to endure. You develop the mindset that nothing can break you. That's how winners are made. Not by avoiding pain, but by facing it, embracing it, and using it as fuel. The next time you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Remember all the sacrifices you made to get to this point. Think about the version of yourself that you're trying to become. Do you think that version of you gave up when things got hard? Do you think that version of you backed down in the face of adversity? No, that version of you kept going no matter what. That version of you pushed through because they knew that the pain would pass, but the rewards of perseverance would last forever. Nothing worth having comes without struggle. Every champion, every leader, every person who has ever accomplished something great had to fight through pain to get there. They understood that pain was not a reason to stop, but a sign that they were growing. And now that's your challenge. Will you let the temporary discomfort convince you to walk away? Or will you rise above it, push through, and claim the success that's waiting for you on the other side? You have a choice. You can quit and live with the regret, or you can keep going and prove to yourself that you are stronger than your struggles. And the pain will pass, the struggle will fade, but the strength, the success, and the pride that comes from overcoming it, that lasts forever. So don't quit. Fight through. Keep going, because pain is temporary, but quitting, that's a decision you have to live with for the rest of your life. Your struggles are proof of progress. Every time you push yourself beyond your limits, you are growing. Growth isn't comfortable and it isn't easy. It comes with resistance, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But that struggle you feel, that's the evidence that you are moving forward. If you weren't struggling, it would mean you weren't challenging yourself. It would mean you were staying in the same place, never stretching, never evolving, never becoming more than you were yesterday. Think about the strongest, most successful people in the world. They didn't get there because the road was easy. They got there because they fought through struggles that most people would have quit on. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't, whose isn't talent or luck, it's the ability to embrace the struggle and keep going. Struggle is the price of success. It's the process of becoming. Every great achievement is born from challenges that had to be overcome. When you hit a wall, when things seem impossible, that's not a sign to stop. That's a sign that you are in the middle of transformation. Growth happens in the moments when you are ready to quit, but you don't. Your muscles don't grow until they are pushed to failure. Your mind doesn't get sharper until it is tested. Your character isn't built in comfort, it's built in adversity. Struggle is the fire that forges strength. The problem is that most people see struggle as a reason to stop. They think if this was meant for me, it wouldn't be this hard. But that's the wrong mindset. The very fact that it's hard means it is worth it. If success were easy, everyone would have it. If greatness came without struggle, it wouldn't mean anything. The struggle gives it value. It makes the success worth fighting for. Think about every major milestone in your life. The things you are proudest of didn't come easily. They came from perseverance, from pushing through the moments when you wanted to give up, from battling through the days when it felt like nothing was working. And when you finally made it, the struggle became a part of the story, proof of how far you had come. Struggles are not obstacles. They are opportunities. Every setback teaches you something. Every failure refines you. Every difficulty forces you to level up, to find new solutions, to dig deeper into your potential. If you never struggled, you would never know what you are truly capable of. You would never have to test your limits to go beyond what you thought was possible. But struggle forces you to discover strengths you never knew you had. Look at the people who inspire you: athletes, business leaders, artists, innovators. None of them got to where they are without struggle. They all faced challenges, failures, and moments of doubt. The difference is that they didn't let struggle define them. They used it. They saw every challenge as a step forward. They understood that struggle wasn't a sign of weakness, but a sign of growth. So why do so many people quit when things get hard? Because they mistake struggle for failure. They think that because they are facing resistance, it means they aren't good enough. But the truth is, struggle is not failure. The only way to fail is to give up. As long as you keep going, as long as you keep pushing forward, you are still in the fight. And as long as you are in the fight, you are winning. Struggle means you are trying. Struggle means you are stepping outside of your comfort zone. Struggle means you are doing something that most people aren't willing to do. And that alone sets you apart. That alone puts you on the path to success. The next time you feel like you are struggling, remind yourself, this is part of the process. This is the path to greatness. This is proof that you are making progress. Instead of fearing struggle, embrace it. Instead of seeing it as a problem, see it as a privilege. Because every struggle you overcome makes you stronger. Every challenge you face prepares you for the next level. You don't become great in spite of your struggles. You become great because of them. The harder the challenge, the greater the growth. The bigger the struggle, the stronger you become. Every time you push through, you are proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. So don't run from struggle. Don't see it as a reason to stop. See it as a reason to keep going. Let it shape you. Let it refine you. Let it push you to become the person you were meant to be. Because when you look back, you will see that every struggle was just another step forward, another lesson, another victory. And in the end, it wasn't the struggles that defined you. It was how you responded to them. Tears are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign of effort, of passion, of struggle, of pushing yourself beyond your limits. Every great achievement comes with a cost, and that cost often comes in the form of exhaustion, pain, and frustration. But when you cry, it should never be a signal to quit. It should be a reminder of how much you have invested, how far you have come, and how much more you are capable of. People cry because they care, because they are giving everything they have to something that matters to them. The tears that come from pushing through difficulty, from refusing to give up, from fighting for something greater, those are not the tears of defeat. They are the tears of someone who is growing, transforming, and breaking through barriers that once seemed impossible. There will be moments in your journey when the weight of it all feels overwhelming, when every muscle in your body, every thought in your mind, and every ounce of energy you have left screams at you to stop. You will wonder if it's worth it, if you can really keep going, if you have anything left to give. But in those moments, remember, if you are crying, it means you are still in the fight. It means you are still pushing. It means you haven't given up yet. The people who quit never reach that moment. They walk away before they feel what it's like to give everything they have. They never reach the point where they truly test their limits. They stop before they ever see what they are truly capable of. But you are here. You are pushing through. You are feeling the struggle because you are still in it, still fighting, still chasing what you want. The pain you feel, the frustration that brings tears to your eyes, it is not a reason to stop. It is proof that you are transforming, that you are becoming stronger, that you are leveling up. Your body, your mind, your spirit, they are all being pushed to the edge. And in that process, you are becoming something more. Imagine standing at the base of a mountain, looking up at the peak. You can't see the top clearly, but you know it's there. You start climbing, and at first it feels manageable. You feel strong, confident, capable. But as you go higher, the air gets thinner, the path gets steeper, and the weight on your shoulders grows heavier. You slip, you fall, you question whether you can go any further. This is where most people turn back. They decide the climb is too hard, the journey too painful, the goal too far away. But the ones who make it to the top, they are the ones who kept going, even when it hurt, even when they cried, even when every step felt impossible. They pushed through, and when they reached the peak, they realized that every tear, every moment of pain, every doubt, it was all worth it. Your tears are a part of the process. They are a sign that you are pushing yourself beyond what you thought you were capable of, that you are doing the work that most people are unwilling to do. So cry if you need to. Let the emotions flow. Let the frustration, the exhaustion, and the struggle come out. But do not let those tears be the reason you stop. Let them be the fuel that pushes you forward. Let them remind you of how much you have already sacrificed, how much you have already given, and how close you are to the breakthrough you have been working for. Think about the moments in life when you felt like quitting, but didn't. The times when you were on the verge of giving up, but something inside you refused to let go. Those moments shaped you. They made you stronger. Every time you chose to keep going, even when it hurt, prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. You are going to face obstacles. You are going to experience setbacks. You are going to reach points where the pain feels unbearable. The pain is not permanent. It fades. The struggle will pass. And what will remain is the strength, the growth, and the victory that comes from pushing through. So when you feel like crying, remember why you started. Remember the vision that brought you here, the dream that keeps you going, the future that you are fighting for. Let your tears be a reminder of your commitment, not a signal of surrender. You didn't come this far just to stop now. You didn't fight through all of the difficulties just to walk away when things got hard. Every tear you shed is a part of your journey, a step forward, a piece of the story you are writing. And when you finally reach the success you have been working for, those tears will not be ones of pain, they will be tears of victory. So don't cry to quit, cry to keep going. Let your tears be proof of your dedication, of your will, of your unstoppable determination. Because in the end, the ones who keep going despite the pain, despite the struggle, despite the tears, those are the ones who win. All human wisdom is summed up in these two words: wait and hope. Pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. The moments of struggle, the days when everything feels like it's falling apart, the times when you feel like you can't take another step, those moments will pass. They might feel endless when you're in them, but they are not. They are temporary. They are just a chapter in your story, not the whole book. But if you quit, if you give up when things get hard, that decision will stay with you. That regret, that what if, that feeling of knowing you walked away when you could have kept going, that lasts forever. Pain is a part of life. It's a part of growth. Every person who has ever achieved something great has gone through pain. Physical pain, emotional pain, mental pain. No one is exempt. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they handle that pain. Some people let it break them. Others use it as fuel. They take that pain and turn it into motivation. They take the struggle and use it to push themselves harder. Pain is not your enemy, it is your teacher. It is showing you where your limits are and giving you the opportunity to break past them. It is making you stronger, forcing you to adapt, to get better, to become the person who can handle the challenges ahead. Pain is a sign that you are growing, that you are stepping outside of your comfort zone, that you are doing something most people would never dare to do. Think about a time in your life when you faced a challenge that felt impossible. Maybe it was a tough workout, a difficult exam, a personal struggle, a moment when you felt like everything was against you. In that moment, you might have wanted to quit. You might have thought it was too much to handle, but you didn't quit. You kept going. And when you made it through, you realized that the pain you felt wasn't permanent. It faded. What stayed with you was the strength you gained from pushing through it. That's how life works. The pain will pass, but the results of your effort will stay with you. The work you put in, the struggles you endure, the sacrifices you make, they will all pay off. But only if you keep going. If you stop, all of that pain, all of that effort will have been for nothing. You will have suffered for no reason. But if you push through, if you keep going despite the pain, then that pain will have served a purpose. Quitting, on the other hand, leaves a mark. It creates a habit. The more you quit, the easier it becomes. Every time you walk away when things get hard, you train yourself to quit again in the future. It becomes a pattern, a mindset. And before you know it, you've built a life of giving up when things get tough. That's why you have to fight through it. That's why you can't give into the temptation to quit. Because the moment you stop, you make it easier to stop again next time. But the same is true for perseverance. The more you push through pain, the stronger you become. The more you refuse to quit, the more resilient you get. Every time you decide to keep going, despite the struggle, you build mental toughness. You train yourself to be the kind of person who doesn't back down. And that strength will carry over into every part of your life. Look at the people who inspire you, the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the artists, the leaders. They have all gone through pain. They have all faced moments when they wanted to quit, but they didn't. They kept going. They endured the pain because they knew it was temporary. And now, because they refused to give up, they are living their dreams. They are reaping the rewards of their perseverance. Your pain will pass too. The exhaustion, the frustration, the moments of doubt, they won't last forever. What will last is your growth, your strength, your success. And when you finally achieve what you set out to do, you will look back and realize that every moment of pain was worth it. The road to success is not smooth. It is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and hardships. But every challenge is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are stronger than your circumstances, that you are capable of more than you ever imagined, that you are not someone who quits when things get hard. So when you feel like stopping, when the pain feels unbearable, remind yourself this is temporary. This moment will pass. But if you quit, that decision will stay with you. And years from now, when you look back, you don't want to regret giving up. You want to be proud that you kept going. You have already come so far. You have already endured so much. Don't let a temporary struggle stop you from achieving something permanent. Push through. Keep going, because when the pain fades, and it will fade, you will be left with something greater: strength, resilience, and the satisfaction of knowing that you never gave up on yourself. Success is not just about talent, intelligence, or luck. It is about endurance. It is about the ability to withstand the storms, to keep going even when everything around you is trying to break you. Life will throw obstacles your way. You will face setbacks, failures, and moments of complete exhaustion. But the ones who achieve greatness are not the ones who avoid hardship. They are the ones who push through it. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not that successful people don't struggle. They struggle just as much, if not more. The difference is that they refuse to let their struggles define them. They refuse to quit when things get hard. They understand that the road to success is not a straight line. It is filled with twists, turns, and roadblocks. But they keep going because they know that every step forward, no matter how small, brings them closer to their goal. Endurance is what separates the great from the average. It is what determines whether you reach your dreams or settle for something less. When things don't go as planned, when you feel like you've hit a wall, when you are tempted to throw in the towel, those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments when you must decide whether you will keep fighting or let the struggle defeat you. Endurance is not about being the strongest or the fastest. It is about being the one who doesn't stop, the one who keeps showing up, keeps working, keeps grinding, no matter how difficult things get. It is about waking up every day and making the decision to keep moving forward, even when you don't feel like it, even when everything inside you is screaming at you to stop. Every person who has ever achieved something remarkable has had moments of doubt, moments when they questioned whether they were on the right path, moments when they wanted to quit, but they kept going. They pushed through the pain, the fatigue, the frustration, and they came out stronger on the other side. That is the power of endurance. Think about an athlete training for a marathon. They don't wake up one day and suddenly have the ability to run 26 miles. They build endurance over time. They push their bodies a little further each day. They run when they are tired, when their legs feel like they can't take another step. They keep going when their lungs are burning, when the finish line feels impossibly far away. And because they endure, because they refuse to give up, they become strong enough to reach their goal. The same principle applies to every area of life. Whether you are building a business, pursuing a career, working on your personal development, or chasing a dream, you must develop endurance. You must learn to keep going even when progress is slow, even when results don't come as quickly as you hoped, even when everything feels like it's working against you. Because success is not about instant gratification, it is about persistence. Too many people give up because they expect results to come easily. They think that if they don't see immediate success, it must mean they are not meant to succeed. But that is not how greatness works. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who got it right the first time. They are the ones who kept going after countless failures. The ones who endured rejection, setbacks, and obstacles, but never let those things stop them. Endurance is about trusting the process. It is about understanding that the work you are putting in today may not pay off immediately, but it will pay off eventually. It is about having the patience to keep pushing forward, knowing that every effort you make is bringing you one step closer to your goal. Think about all the times in your life when you could have given up, but didn't. The times when you felt like quitting, but chose to keep going. Those moments built you. They shaped your character. They made you stronger. And every time you endure, every time you refuse to give into the temptation to quit, you build resilience. You become the kind of person who can handle whatever life throws at you. Life is not going to make it easy for you. It is going to test you. It is going to challenge you. It is going to push you to your limits and then push you even further. But that is where growth happens. That is where champions are made. You must develop the mindset of someone who refuses to quit. The mindset of someone who sees challenges not as reasons to stop, but as opportunities to grow. The mindset of someone who understands that pain, struggle, and setbacks are all part of the journey to success. So when you feel like you can't go on, when everything inside you is telling you to stop, remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself of the vision you have, the goals you are chasing, the future you are working toward. Let that vision give you the strength to endure, because in the end, the ones who succeed are not always the most talented, the most gifted, or the most intelligent. They are the ones who refuse to quit, the ones who endured when others gave up, the ones who kept going no matter what. Endurance is the key. Keep pushing, keep fighting, keep going. Because every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to the life you dream of. Failure is not the end of the road. It is not a signal to stop, but rather a lesson, a stepping stone, a test of your determination. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who refuse to be defined by their failures. They see failure as feedback, as an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. They understand that setbacks are part of the journey, and instead of letting failure discourage them, they use it as fuel to push forward. Too many people give up when they fail. They take it personally, as if failure is a reflection of their worth or potential. They let it destroy their confidence and convince them that they are not good enough. But failure is not a reflection of who you are. It is a part of the process. Every great success story is filled with failures. Every successful person has experienced rejection, disappointment, and defeat. The difference is that they did not let those failures stop them. They learned from them and kept going. Think about Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before he successfully invented the light bulb. He did not see those failures as proof that he was incapable. He saw them as necessary steps to discovering what worked. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That is the mindset of a winner. That is the mindset of someone who understands that failure is not an obstacle, it is an opportunity. Failure teaches you what doesn't work. It exposes your weaknesses in areas that need improvement. It forces you to reevaluate your strategy, refine your approach, and come back stronger. Without failure, there is no growth. Every time you fail, you gain valuable knowledge that will help you succeed in the future if you are willing to learn from it. The problem is that most people are so afraid of failure that they never take risks. They play it safe, stick to what's comfortable, and avoid challenges that could lead to disappointment. But avoiding failure also means avoiding success. If you never push yourself beyond your limits, you will never discover what you are truly capable of. If you never take risks, you will never experience the rewards that come from perseverance. Look at any successful entrepreneur, athlete, artist, or leader. They all have one thing in common. They failed many times, but they did not allow failure to define them. They refused to quit when things didn't go their way. They kept pushing forward, learning from their mistakes, and using every setback as motivation to try again. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine if he had let that failure convince him that he wasn't good enough. Imagine if he had given up right then and there, but he didn't. He used that failure as motivation. He worked harder, trained longer, and proved everyone wrong. That is the power of not giving up. Failure is only final if you quit. As long as you keep going, as long as you keep trying, you have not truly failed. You are still in the game. You still have a chance to turn things around. The only people who never achieve their goals are the ones who give up too soon. They let one failure discourage them instead of seeing it as a lesson. You must change the way you look at failure. Instead of seeing it as a negative, see it as a necessary part of the journey. Instead of fearing failure, embrace it. Expect it. Understand that every failure brings you closer to success. Every mistake is a lesson. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. When you fail, don't dwell on it. Don't waste time feeling sorry for yourself or wishing things had gone differently. Instead, analyze what went wrong. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? What will I do differently next time? Then take that knowledge and apply it. Adjust your approach, work harder, and try again. Success is not about never falling. It is about getting back up every time you fall. It is about resilience. It is about determination. It is about refusing to let failure break you. The people who win in life are the ones who keep going no matter how many times they stumble. If you are chasing a dream, if you are working toward a goal, you will face failure. It is unavoidable. But how you respond to that failure will determine your future. Will you let it defeat you, or will you use it to make you stronger? Remember, failure is not a sign that you should quit. It is a sign that you are trying. It is a sign that you are pushing yourself, taking risks, and stepping outside your comfort zone. That is what growth looks like. That is what success requires. So the next time you fail, do not see it as the end. See it as a new beginning. See it as an opportunity to come back better, stronger, and more determined than ever before. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who never quit. Keep going, keep pushing, keep learning, because every failure brings you one step closer to success. Pain is temporary. No matter how difficult things may seem, no matter how much you struggle, no matter how much it hurts, the pain you feel right now will not last forever. But if you give up because of that pain, the regret of quitting will last a lifetime. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who avoid pain, but the ones who endure it, push through it, and use it as fuel to drive them forward. Pain is a necessary part of growth. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of struggle is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. When you are in the middle of hardship, it may feel unbearable. It may feel like you can't take another step, like the weight of your struggles is too heavy. But the truth is, you are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you realize. The only way to discover your true strength is to keep pushing through the pain. Most people avoid pain because it is uncomfortable. They take the easy route. They quit when things get tough. They give up on their dreams because the journey is too difficult. But anything worth having in life requires sacrifice. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of hard work, struggle, and perseverance. The pain you feel today is the price you must pay for the success you will experience tomorrow. Think about the greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders in history. They did not reach the top because their journey was easy. They reached the top because they embraced the struggle. They pushed through exhaustion, rejection, failure, and self-doubt. They trained harder, worked longer, and kept going even when everything inside them told them to stop. That is why they succeeded while others quit. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your teacher. It is a signal that you are growing, that you are stepping outside of your comfort zone, that you are becoming better than you were yesterday. If you never experience pain, you will never experience true growth. If you never push yourself beyond your limits, you will never know how much you are truly capable of. When you feel pain, when you feel like you can't go any further, that is the moment when you must push even harder. That is the moment when you must dig deep and find the strength to keep going. Because right beyond that pain, right beyond that moment when you feel like quitting is where success lies. Think about a marathon runner. In the middle of the race, their legs are burning, their lungs are screaming for air, and their body is telling them to stop. But they don't stop. They push through the pain because they know that if they keep going, they will reach the finish line. If they stop, they will never know what they were capable of. The same principle applies to everything in life. Whether you are building a business, pursuing a career, improving yourself, or chasing a dream, you will face moments of pain. There will be days when you don't feel like working, when you feel like all your efforts are wasted, when you question whether it is even worth it. But those are the days that matter the most. Those are the days that separate the successful from the average. Because the ones who keep going, the ones who refuse to quit, are the ones who reach their goals. Every successful person has a story of struggle, a story of pain, a story of moments when they wanted to quit but didn't. And if you ask them, they will tell you that the struggle was worth it, that every moment of pain made them stronger, wiser, and more prepared for success. Pain is a test. It is testing your commitment, your discipline, your belief in yourself. It is asking you, how bad do you really want this? And the only way to answer that question is with your actions. If you quit when things get hard, then you never really wanted it. But if you keep going, if you fight through the pain, then you prove to yourself and the world that you are willing to do whatever it takes. When you feel like quitting, remind yourself why you started. Think about the dream that set your soul on fire, the vision that keeps you up at night, the goals you are working toward. Let that vision push you forward. Let it give you the strength to endure. Success is not for the weak. It is not for those who give up at the first sign of difficulty. It is for the ones who embrace the pain, who keep going no matter what, who refuse to let anything stand in their way. So when pain comes, and it will, welcome it, embrace it, use it, because pain is not stopping you. Pain is making you stronger. Pain is building the foundation for your success. And when you push through it, when you refuse to quit, you will come out on the other side victorious. The road to success is not a straight path. It is not smooth, easy, or predictable. It is filled with obstacles, failures, disappointments, and pain. But those who reach their goals, those who achieve greatness, are the ones who refuse to let any of that stop them. They are the ones who keep going when others quit, who fight through the struggle when others give in, who push past the pain when others break. They understand that pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. When you feel like giving up, when everything inside you is telling you to stop, that is the exact moment when you must push harder. Because right beyond that pain, right beyond that moment of doubt is where your breakthrough lies. The people who succeed are not the most talented, the most intelligent, or the most fortunate. They are simply the ones who refuse to stop. They understand that every setback is just another step forward, that every failure is a lesson, and that every hardship is making them stronger. You must remind yourself why you started. You must hold on to your vision with everything you have, because if you quit now, all the time, effort, and sacrifices you have made will be wasted. If you quit now, you will never know how close you were to success. You will never know what could have been. But if you keep going, if you fight through the pain, you will come out on the other side, stronger, wiser, and ready to claim the rewards of your perseverance. Success does not come to those who take the easy way out. It does not come to those who expect overnight results or who give up when things get difficult. It comes to those who are willing to endure, who are willing to sacrifice, and who are willing to push through every challenge that stands in their way. It comes to those who refuse to let failure define them, who refuse to let pain break them, and who refuse to stop until they achieve what they set out to do. Your journey will not be easy, but it will be worth it. Every moment of struggle, every drop of sweat, every late night, every early morning, it all matters. And it's all shaping you, preparing you, and strengthening you. One day you will look back on your journey and realize that every hardship was necessary, that every challenge made you better, that every moment of pain was building you into the person you needed to become. So do not give up. Do not let pain, failure, or doubt stop you. Keep going, keep pushing, keep fighting, because one day when you stand at the top, when you achieve what you once thought was impossible, you will realize that every tear, every struggle, and every sacrifice was worth it. You will realize that the only way to truly fail is to quit. And because you refuse to quit, because you refuse to give in, you will have won.